Madeline, you're delivering one of the Ebdaah Specialist Consultant Series programmes on early years and child development programme. I wonder if you could give us some idea of the sort of materials, the sort of content that will be covered during that.
I am absolutely passionate about early years. If we can identify a child from the age of 2 or 3 and intervene, I know from personal experience that many youngsters with whom I've worked have been transformed and they've started school without any evidence of presenting difficulties. The basis to this course is to acknowledge their increasing needs of young children. Many youngsters are not developing the expected language skills. Some children have problems with social and communication skills. Others just aren't moving appropriately. But all of these things impact on learning. The early development course and the child development programme that I produced was in response to demands from parents and teachers working with early years youngsters, primarily in the UK. We had one, it was deemed to be a failing local authority, and in the UK there are baseline assessments, foundation stage assessments of 4-year-olds. In this particular authority, they were at the bottom of the league tables, and they were determined that they were going to intervene radically to make a difference. So we're looking at a cohort of more than 1,000 preschool youngsters, many of whom, after 6 months of targeted support, it's just giving staff and parents guidance, made 18 months progress across the ranges of speech and language, social skills and cognitive development. So children are presenting with difficulties because of changes in lifestyle, and it's because they haven't had the learning experiences that will help them develop. What we are going to be doing is describing to parents, describing to professionals, what are these crucial developmental stages, and then the children will be as well reaching their potential or doing as well as they can when they start school.
Suppose I'm a parent of a child that's doing quite well. Would there be anything in this for me?
The research that I've done across the early years, particular cohort of youngsters, suggests that problems with attention affect children of all abilities. So we could have a youngster who's actually performing quite well, but the assessment would identify they're not attending as well as they could. In the work that I've done, research work that I've done working with 3 to 5-year-olds, some of the youngsters who aged 3 and 4 had a mathematical ability of about 5. 6 months on the programme, they were achieving at the 7-year level. So it's completely inclusive, and I remember after one conference a parent said, my child has autism. Another parent said, my child has Down syndrome, so they're not going to be able to access this programme. Imagine if you are a parent of a 2-year-old child and you feel they are already excluded from provision that's available for other children. What we're looking at, where the child is developmentally and absolutely improving their skills from that point.
Is this just wishful thinking, or is it evidence that actually it does make a difference?
Question, is it wishful thinking? I've got 6 years worth of evidence from a cohort of more than 2,000 preschoolers, again age from 2.5 to 4.5, and there are statistically significant advances in not just the physical skills, the language skills, but the emotional development of children who are engaged in a structured, targeted programme. And I emphasise it's not just for parents who think their children have special needs. I got a letter from a parent who said that she and her husband were lecturers at Cambridge, and she was a first-time mum, and she said she was reassured just to know that she was doing the right thing. And that's what it's about. It's not just saying, well, you're a mum and you should have the skills, or you're a dad, you should have the skills. It's, we can help you and cover all of the areas of development, and you make sure as a parent, as a nanny, as an educator, that you're doing the very best you can for that child.
And these programmes can be picked up and used in early years settings, nurseries and schools?
The programmes are best delivered if they are supported by a nursery or a school. So the programmes are delivered to be used by parents, but with the support of the nursery or school, the parents can come in and say, well, I've got a bit of a problem with this, can you help me? And it's really inclusive, and it encourages parents and nannies, if they're the main carers, to work together. And a problem that one parent or carer has will have been experienced by somebody else, and I get a richness of the response, and so I make the notes of, well, I can say that at the next conference this has been a problem, and parents have identified the route through this.
Thank you very much indeed.